We're going live on 2 platforms al mismo tiempo. 2 platforms at the same time. People are getting it on the tube and on the face. What's going on, my friends? Near I go to thee, near to thee. What's up, my friends? Sorry, you caught me singing. Didn't see you there. Got to caught me in the middle of something, my own moment. What's up, guys? Do me a favor, as you're logging in, smash that like button because it helps us overcome the algorithm. That really helps us out. And let me know, can you hear me nice and clear? Type yes in the comments if you can hear me nice and clear. Type yes in the comments because I'm on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time. We got 26 people watching us on YouTube. ¿Qué onda, Mr. Mahoney out there on YouTube? We got the Goon. We got Mr. Jason Flores. ¿Qué onda, Ricky Castillo? ¿Qué onda, Carlos? Over here, Stephanie Slater on my Facebook page. Guys, and I'm going to make sure everybody's saying yes, that they can hear me nice and clear. Sergio Lopez says, Jesus is coming soon. Yeshua returns soon. Yes, sir. Repent. The kingdom of heaven draws near. Lots of end times stuff happening, by the way, in case you're wondering. But make sure you smash that like button, guys. It really helps us out, man. If you're a hater, smash the angry face. I don't mind. Just react while you're here because it helps us out. Real quick, and as people are logging on, I'm going to prepare myself a little moringa drink. Got about 300 people watching, 370 people watching on Facebook, and another 50 just joined us on YouTube. Man, I got the video here. Now, I'm going to let this video play. I don't have the entire format. I just have what Ralph Barbosa shared on his Facebook page. I haven't had a chance to listen to the entire podcast myself. But do me a favor, if you don't know who Ralph Barbosa is, if you have no idea who I'm talking about, do yourself a favor and look that guy up. He's a very talented young comedian out of Texas. And he recently got kind of slighted, I would say. I would say, ¿Qué onda, Mr. Day Job? I would say that he got slighted by George Lopez on George Lopez's podcast while he was talking to another fellow Texas comedian. Now, I'm going to play the video that's on Ralph Barbosa's page, and you let me know. You let me know if you think this is throwing shade at somebody, okay? I'm going to play it, and you let me know if you think this is George Lopez throwing shade. Okay, I'm gonna leave it up to you. I want to hear from you guys. I'm gonna make sure that you guys can hear it nice and clear. Okay.
The most helpful individual back then, but what I have done is I've left a template on how to do shit, and then it's somebody's duty to go and do it. Exactly.
But it is up to us to the Ralph Barbosas of the world to turn around and go, hey man, I want to make the path for you easy.
But nobody knows who that motherfucker is. What are you saying his name, man?
I think he's great, and I'm doing it wrong to say. I'm doing exactly what I'm preaching is. Can we bring this kid up? Right?
Have you heard of him? Okay, but is it wrong for me to say why do you keep bringing his name up? Nobody knows who he is. And I don't mean to mean. I'm saying
the man on the payroll.
But you look out for yourself. That's what we look out for yourself.
But I also want to look out for others, and I also want to make the path.
I don't think that's a right. I don't think that's the right thing.
I look out.
All right. Were you guys able to hear that clearly? Did that go through clearly? What's up, Mr. Jerry? Saludos, Mr. Jerry. Got us up for the upteenth time, Jerry. So like, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can actually, I'm going to tell you a backstory of my personal run-in with George Lopez. I've actually had three run-ins, one face-to-face run-in. But I'll explain, and let me backtrack. And I'm not here to hate on George Lopez, okay? I'm not here to hate on him. I'm just here to talk to you about how he treated me. He doesn't owe me anything. I actually am thankful for the experiences that I've had with him, because it has allowed me to reflect on my own career, and I vowed to myself never to become that guy. And ever since then, every comedian that has asked me to be on one of my shows, man, if you can bring a couple of people to the show that I know that you're really serious about your craft and you want to come out and do a spot on my show and you're a Latino comic, I will let you on my show. I've done it time in, time out, man. Tons of guys that are barely starting out. And I've given people opportunities that were not necessarily offered to me the entire way coming up. Now, I will give props, okay? I will give props to where props is due, okay? Because I have worked with some OGs in the game that were really supportive, okay? So, and I saw a video of somebody tagged me who was also being kind of like harassed by George Lopez, was Paul Rodriguez. Man, Paul Rodriguez, I worked with him probably like 7 or 8 times already. And the dude he's a man. He respects me on a big level, man. Like he opened up a lot of doors for me. He's vouched for me several times for some big gigs. And that guy knows what I bring to the table. And I've worked with him a bunch of times. I've worked with all the Latin kings of comedy, for the exception of George Lopez. And now let me backtrack. I'm going to tell you the story. Okay. Paul Rodriguez says OG, bro. And what's been happening lately, I'm going to explain. Okay. I'm going to explain. This is not the first time that George Lopez has done this. Okay. This is not the first time that George Lopez has snubbed a Hispanic comedian. Other OGs that have been snubbed by him include Juan Villarreal. Juan Villarreal has his own stories about G-Lo. Cleto Rodriguez, San Antonio comedian, San Antonio legend. Juan Villarreal is a Houston legend. And these guys have all had run-ins with George Lopez. I had, and let me tell you about my run-in, and you tell me. I mean, I'm going to be as honest as I can. And this is actually part of this run-in you can actually find on YouTube. If you search George Lopez, Raymond Horta, a radio interview with my good friend Rock and Roll James will pop up, and you'll see part of this whole drama unfold. But before, and I'll pull it up right here so you guys can see it yourself. But before you go and check out that interview, you gotta know a little bit of the backstory of what happened. So I was doing a bunch of shows, and this was down in the valley, and I've been, people that are barely knowing about me, people that are barely finding out about me have no idea that I've been doing comedy since I was a little kid. I've been doing comedy in cantinas, making a living doing this since I was 15 years old. I've been passionate about this, but I started since I was in 3rd grade. So that's a backstory. I've had a lot of great opportunities that happened to me along the way. One of them was I got a chance to open up for Gabriel Iglesias, another guy que se porta a toda dar, and he's another supporter of otros Latinos. That, hey man, he's a hardworking guy, and I give him mad respect. I tip my hat to that guy. He's a really hardworking guy. Y el vato es a todo dar. Like he's been relevant for 25 years, 30 years, and still crushing it, man. The guy's selling out arenas. Mad respect. I got a chance to work with that guy, and he told me, he's like, hey man, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, dude, the day that he's asking me if I would go to do the show the next day with them in Laredo, and it could have just skyrocketed my career. And for somebody to offer you that kind of opportunity, man, that's big time. So Gabriel Iglesias offered me that opportunity, and unfortunately and fortunately, I had to say no, because I was already booked the day that he was already asking me about. So he appreciated my professionalism, But at the same time, he was like, well, and he told me, he's like, opportunities like this don't come every, a lot, and pero I understand the game. I had already been paid for my gig, and he applauded my professionalism, but he regretted. He's like, man, I wish you could come with us. That was cool. Right? So I've had my run-ins with these big name guys. I've opened up for Cheech and Chong, and all these dudes. I've held my own. Like, ask around, guys. If you've seen me open up for one of these big name comics, the fans will tell you, like, I'm no slouch in the comedy game. All right, no slouch. And sometimes I'll even occasionally steal the show from some people. That's why the comedians that I work with, sometimes they don't want to work that hard. They don't want to deal with somebody that's funnier than them because they don't want to get outshined. And that's the truth. Okay. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm just telling you how it is. Some comedians don't want to get outshined by their openers. And that's just the nature of the game. I've been on shows where they told me to pull punches and not be as funny, or else the headliner's not going to have me back on. And I was like, dude, I'm there to make fans for myself, man. I'm not there to pull punches. I'm there to make fans and try to do my best. Anything less than 100% for me is a failure. And Nicolas Torres is saying right here, I saw you upstage the great Paul Rodriguez and he loved it. Man, Paul Rodriguez gave me one of the best, most respectful compliments that I have ever encountered in the show business game. And I always tip my hat to that man because he's faced a lot of backlash. But Paul Rodriguez was one time I did 30 minutes in front of featuring for him. And bro, I had one of the best sets of my life, man. I had a standing ovation. It was tremendous. It was in front of probably like 2,500 people. And the promoter, this was in his retirement tour. And Paul Rodriguez was like, man, like that was really funny. Like the promoter told him, hey, man, you should take this guy on the road with you. And the promoter told him, you're retiring, man. You could be like kind of like handing off the torch and be like, hey, man, check out this Latino talent. This is what the future of La Raza's comedy scene is about. Like you could hand off the torch to him and it'd be really cool. And Paul's like, that would really make me look like a nice guy. And he told me, he's like, don't take this the wrong way, kid, but like I'm on this show I'm on this tour to make as much money as I can before I retire. I'm not trying to work my ass off. And I wouldn't like, he told the promoters, like, it seems like a good idea, but you're not the guy that would have to be following him every night. Like that'd be and he's like, I'm not here to work my ass off, man. You're a monster, kid. Like you're good at what you do. And don't take that the wrong way. Take it as a compliment, he told me. And I mean, I took it as a huge compliment. Like that's a big time tip of the hat for, man, he was one of my dad's favorite comics. And then for my dad to see it, like he was blown away. Like my dad was really, really, really proud of me that day. Anywho, so I've been working with these guys. I was working on the radio and it's starting to come into the George Lopez lane. Don't get uncomfortable. Don't log off yet. You got to stay till the end because it all starts making sense. Okay. So I started working with all these big name comics and I was working at the radio station and George Lopez was coming to town and I was on the radio station. I had already been working with the local promoters and they were getting me on all the big shows that were coming down to the Valley. And George Lopez was coming down to the arena in Hidalgo, Texas, and the radio people that were selling the sponsorship packages, they said to the arena people, hey, like we have our local radio guy, he can open up the show and introduce the show, and the arena people, they knew who I was, so they're like, yeah, let's do it. So in my head, I started telling everybody, man, hey, I'm going to open up for George Lopez. And I started telling everybody to be tios, primos, everything, man. I started talking to friends, telling everybody, man, I'm going to open up for George Lopez. And everybody had already seen me do these shows with other comedians. They're like, dude, Raymond, they want to see me like kind of like hold my own against these big name comics, right? So I'm getting there, Pepe. I'm getting there. Pepe is talking about me sidetracking all of this. It wraps up. Yes, I have worked with Steve Trevino. Hablando de eso también, we can also talk about him. So I told people that I'm gonna open up for George Lopez. Man, I sell probably like 150 to 200 tickets for this event. People buying tickets ready to see this event. Well, 2 days before the event is gonna happen, Live Nation calls and makes sure that everything's good to go, and the arena people say, hey, we're gonna have this local radio guy open up the show, and everything should be good to go. And they were like, nah, like that's not gonna happen. We don't need any openers or nothing. George Lopez has his own opening people. And I was like, dude, no me wey, el corazón, bro, se me bajó like real gacho, dude. And I was like, dude, please, I'm telling the radio people, like, let me just open up the show. I'll introduce it. You don't like, no me wey. It was really bad. Check this out. Gets bad. So like they tell me that no, they can't allow me on the show. It's in the contract. That's the only people that are on stage is those people. No me estaba yo bien agüitado, güey. No manches, güey. And dude, people are texting me that they're going to the show. We just got here. Where are you at? Want to say hi? I'm not. I don't even have tickets to the show, bro. Estoy allá afuera como jukebox hero. Bro, I was so devastated, bro. People are texting me, ¿Qué onda, Ray Man? When do you go on stage? When do you go on stage? And I was like, no, hombre, bien agüitado. And I couldn't even, ni el corazón para decirles, nah, dude, I'm not going to go on stage, dude. I'm not going to go on stage, And I go back to this, like, me agüité bien gacho that I went to a bar and I was like done. I was done. I wanted to just drink and just black out and not remember anything. And I started like just, man, getting necio style. I'm there at the bar, way, and there's like probably like a dozen people at this bar. No hay casi nadie, way, and people are texting me, hey, when do you go on? Do you go on after this guy? And his opener was on stage. Do you go on after the opener? Do you go on after the feature? Y no, nada, way, nada. And bro, like George Lopez went on and they're like, hey, do you go on after George Lopez? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I was like, yo, bien agüitado, gato, cállate, se me caía. No, like de pena, güey, estaba bien agüitado. So I was at this bar, bien agüitado, drinking. And after the show had ended, people are texting me, ¿Dónde andas, güey? I thought you were going to perform. And I was real sad, dude. Well, I'm there out of all the bars that this could have happened. I'm there drinking, bro. The door comes open, a limousine pulls up to the front, bro, and George Lopez is having his official after party at this bar. Okay. Dude. So I'm like, he's being walked in with like a local security group. Like, I know these guys. Like, I've seen some of these dudes at other events, So digo yo, man, like, let me see if I can get a picture with him at least. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I could get like, just to save face, para poner en el MySpace, hey, hanging out after the show at the after party con George Lopez, algo, just to save face. And I asked one of the security guards, hey, bro, pregúntale a George Lopez, bro, if I can get one of those, if I can get a picture with him, man, just let him know that I'm a comedian. And just want to just take a picture with him. And he's like, Simon, Ray, man, I got you, carnal. I got you. And he goes back and he tells, I see, like, he's like probably a few feet away from me. And he's talking to the security guard. And the security guard tells him, hey, this is my friend. He's a local comedian. And as soon as he said comedian, wait, like, this dude looked at me like I was a leper. Just like, ugh, like, he's like, no, I don't have time for that. Just take me to my VIP area. And he's like, just walked away. And I was just like, there was nobody in the bar. Okay, you guys do, they're going to be crowding him. There's like a dozen people there, So that was my second sort of run-in. Now this is where it wraps up. Okay. And I was like, maybe he's just having a bad day, But this has gone on and years passed. And George Lopez is coming back to the Valley. And by this time, I've been on the radio for years, right? And my buddy Rock and Roll James, he's done a bunch of shows with big time comedians too, and he's doing a promotion where George Lopez is coming back to the Valley to do another show. This is years down the line. Rock knows the backstory to what's going on. So Rock and Roll James is trying to get me on George Lopez's show. And the radio interview that I'm talking about, you can find on YouTube by searching Raymond Horta, George Lopez, and you'll see the video that I'm talking about. So Rock is trying to set him up live on the air to kind of guilt trip him into getting me an opening spot on his show. And he's leading George Lopez in an interview on the radio through the phone. And I'm there like listening, like, because it's like a one conversation that they're having through the DJ microphone and the phone line. So I'm just there like listening, right? And Rock is setting it up perfectly. Okay. He's asking George Lopez, man, who's the one that really gave you your start, bro? And George Lopez starts talking about, no, well, Sandra Bullock really gave me my opening opportunity, and she's the one that really made it all happen. And I really owe my career to her y todo el pedo. And Rock is saying, well, really, man, have you ever considered paying some of those opportunities back to other Latinos? And he's like, yeah, well, I've given people from the Rio Grande Valley some opportunities, like Ernie from the George Lopez show, and like he's from Ed Couch, and so I try to give back to the Latino community as much as I can. Rock found that spot right there, and he goes, man, that's really good that you say that, bro, because we have this opening, we have this comedian that's tremendous, man, and you could really help him out if you gave him an opening spot on your show when you come down to the Dodge Arena. You could let him open up. Y el vato de volada peeling back. Espérate. He's like, oh, I don't know about that. It's because I have my own opener. And my friend Rock, bien terco, bien necio, bro. I gotta give it to Rock. And you can hear this on the interview yourself. Rock's like, well, he'll introduce your opener. He'll open up for your opener. George Lopez like, no, well, I don't know, man. I have another opening guy that does the introduction. He's like, well, he'll open up for that guy. And George Lopez is like, no, well, I have a band that opens up the show, and that's what they do the opening up. Y luego Rock goes, well, man, this guy will open up for the band. He'll introduce the band, tira sus jokes, y he'll bring on the band. And he goes, nah, like, I don't even, you know what? Maybe I'll let him do my sound check, dice el vato. Dude, that's gacho. That's like, bro, like that's like saying this guy's not even worthy of carrying my alambre pal microphone. Like, let him check out my sound check. Let him see if my sound is good enough. Right? Live on the radio, papa. And you could listen to that interview and it's recorded on YouTube. Just search Raymond Horta and George Lopez. So the guy me hizo desmamalón live on the air. Y yo estaba, pero bien agüitado, güey. Bien agüitado, vato. And I've had 3 run-ins with George Lopez, and they've all been that kind of frequency. Am I mad? No, I'm not mad. I'm happy that I had those interactions because it made me reflect on my own career and made me want to work harder so that I can reach those levels. And I've said it before. I'm not the only one that's been mistreated by him. I got my buddy Mario Salazar. He's also had run-ins with him. And I'm reading the I'm reading the comments. And that's I'm not hating on George Lopez. I mean, by all means, the guy has definitely, I wouldn't say paved the way, but he has been a gatekeeper for a lot of people. He's been the standard that Latino comics are held to, and I think it's an unfair standard, not because it's like impossible to reach, but frankly, and I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to be cocky, but if you go through my videos, my whole hour versus his whole hour, like I'm funnier than him by a lot. Like my laughs per minute statistics outshine his by a long shot. And that's just science. You gotta trust the science, people. You gotta if you're doing boxing punching counting like CompuBox numbers and you're counting my punchlines are pa, 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 pa. They're flying at you. And then I start another little combo and more combos. His is more like a long drawn out 1-2. 1-2. And dude, I say that my featured comedian, my good homeboy Mario Salazar, is a funnier comedian than George Lopez, and it's not even close. And no es por nada, pero I mean, Mario is a very talented comedian, pero también he'll tell you himself que yo estoy también a little, there's a, I hold my own, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to hate on him. Like I don't know if you guys remember the show Que Locos. Que Locos, that was the show where I first started hearing about, oh man, I appreciate that super chat. Who gave me that real quick? Let me see that real quick. Some rando. $75, dude. I appreciate that. No te agüites. I think you're hilarious. George se la come. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that super chat from some rando. That's super funny. And so I'm just telling you guys that Texas comedy, people hold us up to like, oh, are you funnier than George Lopez? Dude, I'll put my hour against his hour. Even if he wants to go head to head, like even if he wants to go first, he can go first, and I'll close out the show, and I bet you there'll be so much meat left on the bone. The audience won't even know what hit him. That's just me being truthful. That's not being cocky. I know my skill set, and I know my talent is given to me by a source much bigger than me. And that's the main point of this whole post is there's ways to do the game, and George Lopez taught me how not to do the game. He's getting it done, but at the he's getting it done on a big level, but the way that he's doing it to other Latino comedians, and I'm not here to hate on him either, dude. Like, I thank him for the way he treated me because it's made me a much better comic. So I can't even hate on him. Like, I'm glad that he did that to me. Like, I'm seriously thankful. At the time, I wasn't. I was really bummed out. But like looking back at it, did it make me a stronger person, a stronger man, and a stronger comedian overall? From that experience, did it make me persevere and seek my own path? Yeah. And for that, I thank him for that. And it's what he did for me by not letting me open up is massively powerful as well. So it's not even I'm not mad. I'm just telling you what happened. And so aside from that, the new comedian that got dissed was Ralph Barbosa. Ralph Barbosa, he's an amazing young comic. I actually got a chance to work with him in Mission with Chingo Bling, and the guy, he did really good. Did really, really good, man. I'm really proud of him. Anytime Texas comedy is making a leaps and bounds, I'm super thankful. So I really appreciate you guys watching this live feed. I appreciate you guys smashing that like button. And if you guys are on my Facebook, there's about 600 people watching on Facebook. I highly recommend you guys check out my YouTube channel. My YouTube friends I got about 120 people watching on YouTube. But on YouTube, you can watch the full stand-up. I have a bunch of stand-up clips. All you got to do is youtube.com/Raymond is funny. And you guys, Michael Gallego is asking me to come to Laughs Comedy Cafe in Tucson, Arizona. I've been there, bro. I've crushed that place. I love that place. Really, really good. And guys, if there's anybody out there, if there's a comedian, if there's a Latino comedian, and you see me doing a show near you, and you have the following to bring at least 10 to 20 people to a show, I'll give you 5 minutes, 10 minutes in front of my crowds, and bring your merch. A lot of headliners won't let opening comedians bring their merchandise because they feel that it cuts into their pie. Man, I let all the opening comedians bring merchandise. I let all of them try to eat off of their talent, eat off of their merchandise, and I give them opportunities that were not necessarily offered to me. There were a bunch of cool guys that did offer me opportunities, like Paul Rodriguez, Felipe Esparza, Juan Villarreal, as well as Alex Raimundo and Cheech and Chong, Polo. I worked with him. I worked with all these big name cats, man, and there have been a lot of cool cats, but there has been a lot of dudes that are gatekeeping. And but here's the great part is that by George Lopez dissing Ralph Barbosa, he really kind of showed his true colors. And what that did was kind of open the door wide open for all these new Latino Hispanic comedians to really get some big time light shed on them, because there's some talent out there. Thank you so much, ABC. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Dice, ese Raymond la tiene más grande. Hashtag eggplant status achieved. I appreciate that. And I mean, if you guys know any opening comedians that want to be on a show, man, tag them in this video and say, man, if this guy comes to your town, get on the show. Because, dude, there's not a lot of comedians that'll allow other comedians that they're not used to get on the show and even sell their merchandise. And I'm willing to do that because I respect the game and I respect the craft. We'll be out there. People are asking me to go to Lubbock and Houston and stuff, and we'll be out there soon, man. I appreciate all the comments, and go check out my YouTube channel. There's a bunch of awesome stand-up comedy, full specials, dude. Like, I've put out full shows, like hour and a half long, and there's some really, really good stuff, man. Thank you so much, Jess C gave me a $5 super chat over here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that big time. Nadia Villarreal says she follows Sinbad on Instagram, and guy has gout real bad. He could use some of this moringa drink. I try to reach out to him too, man. I've actually worked with Sinbad, and I think he's suffering real bad from a stroke. He had a stroke not too long ago, and he's having a real hard time with it. So, man, Sinbad, we're out here thinking about you, and we're praying for you to overcome that, because he hasn't done comedy in about 2 years now. But Denver, man, El Paso too. I got a lot of people shouting out in El Paso. And if you've given George Lopez some of your hard-earned money, dude, at like some of these ticket prices are insane, man. This guy charges like $250, $300, $600 to be up front. Bro. If you were to say you paid $300, vamos a decir, $300, y luego you paid $300 to see George Lopez, and you got X amount of laughs for $300. If you pay, let's say a third, let's say pagates VIP tickets hasta el tronco, hardcore VIP tickets, $100 to one of my shows, VIP table with all the treatment. My formula, the $100 for X amount of laughs, you'll have more laughs per dollar on my show, way more than his show. Like, I guarantee that. I can confidently guarantee that. I can confidently guarantee you that. Con botella de bocana. ¡Woo! ¡A huevo! No, but I'll be out there on the road soon, man. We're doing a lot of good stuff. We're doing a lot of stuff on social media. Do me a favor, guys. If you see a video pop up on my social media, if you're here watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. If you do see a comedy clip of mine, this is really, really important, guys. We're about to hit the 250,000 follower mark on Facebook. And if everybody that's watching right now could just share my comedy videos to 4 of their friends, we can hit 1 million followers real fast. So the mission for my fans is to share to 4 people. Can you put that share to 4 on the comments? Share to 4, or just share to 4 friends. And it doesn't have to be this video, but just go down my YouTube page and find a funny clip and just share it to 4 of your friends that'll enjoy a good laugh. And that would really, really, really help me out. Mira, está Mario Salazar on my comments. Mario Salazar, man, there he is. Can you comment again, Mario? I would love to bring you on and you can tell people about your run-in with George Lopez. Oh, not yet. Let me see. Where's if I could bring him on here. Let's see. Hold on. If I could bring Mario Salazar, bro. What's up with my knuckle? I got gout. Gout flare up. Mama Lona, you see that? Get that roll in. Yeah, my friend Mario Salazar has also been dissed by George Lopez too, so I wanted to kind of bring him on. But I just realized that it won't come over to my YouTube channel. But my homeboy Mario Salazar is also his laughs per minute también. His hour versus George Lopez's hour. I would take my friend Mario Salazar. That's not just me being biased. That's me making an educated bet. So that's my friend Mario was just there at the El Paso comic strips, had a couple of sold out shows, standing ovations. El vato está desgraciado, man. So if you guys ever have a chance to see my friend Mario Salazar, the guy is quite spectacular. Even my friend Mario Salazar se lo rolea George Lopez en un hemp wrap blunt y se lo fuma. He'll smoke him. Joseph Soto says Mario and Raymond any day. Joseph Soto knows what's up. He knows what's up. and guys, if you ever have a chance to see us live, man, if you just come and see the show, man, what you see on YouTube, what you see on Facebook, there's a bunch of stuff that we don't put up. That's really like, we don't put up our best stuff on social media because we want our fans to be kind of like caught off guard by the really, really good stuff. So if you're laughing and you think, well, that's pretty cool, like, man, just know that we really saved the juicy jokes for the live shows, because si no, you guys would stay at home nomás rascándose los tenats, los aguacates, you know? You guys wouldn't even have a chance to come out. You'd just watch it all on YouTube, you know? And de ahí comemos. So I appreciate you guys. And what is my Venmo? My Venmo is Raymond is funny. RAYMOND is funny. Thank you, sir. If you're gonna donate something via Venmo, thanks. Had some couple of super chats over here. I appreciate all the new subscribers to my YouTube channel, by the way. Man, there's tons of comedy content on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Raymond is funny. we have a bunch of brand new fans to the Facebook page, and I just want to let you guys know that my YouTube channel needs some loving. I would love to get one of those 100,000 subscribers plaques on my YouTube channel, man. That would be so cool. That would be really cool. If you guys could help me out with that, that would be massive, because I'm just getting close to 40,000. So falta 60,000 on my YouTube page to get one of those 100,000 subscriber plaques. That would be so cool. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for joining me. Thank you, Fernandez Heating and Air. Un free shout out, un plogue gratis. Fernandez Heating and Air supports you. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that. Danny Ostiguin says, you, Ralph, and Chingo are way better than George by a long shot. Neta. Guys, come and check out a live show, man. I've kept you all long enough. May the Almighty bless you and keep you, and may he shine his face upon you. And may the blood of his son Yeshua cover your homes. Look at that. I got the Lion King Messiah Yeshua hoodie. You guys like that? I'm a billboard for the Lord. Nadia Villarreal is asking me if I've ever had a run-in with Joe Coy. I've never had a run-in with Joe Coy. I'm a real good friend with a dude that used to be his featured act. That's as close as I get to Joe Coy, but I hear he's a real cool cat. Kind of like a germaphobe, though, I think. Jesse Canul says, love, just gave me a $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Love to see your YouTube videos, especially your grandpa skits. Love it. George te la pela en reversa. And thank you so much, bro. Sorry for the vulgar language. I just was reading the super chat. But I hope that you guys will come and check out the shows, man. Eduardo Gomez says, read the comments that disagree with you. That Eduardo says is that George Lopez wasn't dissing me. It's just business. It's not personal. But like I said, I'm not holding anything against him. I'm just explaining what happened. He doesn't owe me anything at all. I'm super happy to work for everything that I earn. I'm very happy to eat by the sweat of my brow. I'm very happy and very fulfilled to do things the right way. And I love to do it. I love what I do. I'm very blessed to do what I do. And ultimately, what I try to do when I have shows is, here's the main reason why I succeed. And here's the reason why, no matter who says what, no matter who's hating on me, that they might say some negative things, that my career is going nowhere and I'm not getting anything done as far as TV shows or anything like that I have to sell my booty hole for, like the Illuminati asks of you. Guys, the main reason that I'm successful and why I continue to have sold out shows is because it's no longer about me anymore. I say a prayer before I go on stage, and I ask the Father's love to be present